Talking about Ohaneze, which by God's grace you are the leader right now. For some time, a lot of people think you've not been speaking out against what the tag as pure marginalization of the eastern part of Nigeria, or the people from that part of Nigeria, and that the Ohaneze Ndigbo has not been living up to its responsibility. Because of that, you see a lot of youth taking to the social media, calling the elders all sorts of names. How do you intend going about making the youths, carrying the youths along for them to know that you, as the leaders, as the elders, are out there for them?
Yes, we are putting in very difficult times, and nothing will be easily enough to satisfy the yearnings of it. We all know what is on ground. Yes, we have a difficult administration. Not anything will be enough. We are carrying the youth along. Of course, we have a youth wing. We have been talking. But there's a limit when you have a leadership that is determined, that says you didn't vote for me, so nothing. Are you going to go to fight him with nothing? Everything is to wait and use your votes when the time is right. But to speak clearly, we have been doing the best we can. Given our present circumstances, we have been complaining about the slightest opportunity we've been condemning. For instance, we submitted documents to the National Assembly just 3 days ago, and it was fully publicized, where we said that the grazing bill, we said no, we don't want to have any bit of that, and that our legislators should better not vote for that. So we've been doing the little we can. We have our conscience though, but within our space, we've been doing the best we can. You know, so it's about a very difficult situation. But maybe, and that's why we are arguing for the structuring of the country. If this country is running a proper federal system, which the name says, we say Federal Republic of Nigeria, but we are running a unitary system. If we are doing that, regions or federal units would have been able to develop at their own pace. And this is the way they want them. So this lumped up thing, collecting things and sharing, and people going to share money at the end of every month to pay salaries and the rest is not helping any person. It's not helping the country. The country is not going. So we are putting in difficult times. It's only for that. Gradually, people will understand the need to properly restructure this country to run in its proper name as a federal republic. That's the only thing that will solve it.
Yes.
For now, the leadership is determined to be one-sided in its actions. And what do you do? We have our limits. We continue to talk and talk and talk. Yes, that's all we do.
Talking about restructuring the country, a particular people that goes by the name IPOB, whose leader is still was arrested and standing trial as I speak with you. They labeled your group with all sorts of names. Recently, the youth leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo, I have forgotten the young man's name now, made a statement that he went to Abuja trying to talk with the authorities over the release of the detained Nnamdi Kanu. And hell was let loose. All of a sudden, his pictures, that of his wife, his children, were all flying all over the social media. People, the members of this Nnamdi Kanu's group disowned him, and in fact, telling everyone to go after him. He became a marksman by them. So, in view of that, for you, I know it's difficult, like you said. It's really difficult speaking with boys and girls who are very despondent, who are totally fed up with the system and completely frustrated. And there is this lack of trust right now. That trust, they have used their radio to kind of embed and inculcate this thing that you, the Ohanezes, are not working for our progress, that you are binding, or you are bonding or banding with the federal government of Nigeria against their aspiration. How do you
What
go?
is what is their aspiration? What is their aspiration, first of all? What is this aspiration? Nnamdi Kanu, I know him too well.
Hmm.
He used to work with Iraq who was wicked, and you already know what was happening. It was about money and business,
Hmm.
using our people. So this is the period of speculations. So, the youth leader couldn't have gone to tell the federal government not to release Nnamdi Kanu. Our first statement, and we continue to say so, is releasing Nnamdi Kanu, you're making him look like somebody who is not. You're creating too much attention.
Mm-hmm.
What we need is restructuring, not balkanization of Nigeria, and we stand by that any moment,
Hmm.
at any time. You don't just wake up one morning and say you want a country. Where is the boundary of the Biafra? Where is that boundary? When in 1967 we had issues about Biafra and the rest, we knew where the boundary state was, the former Eastern region. That was large enough. The Igbo man, today you have a situation where you just have Igbo, Anambra, and Enugu, and you say, and to be very candid to you, they're not even united, and you say you want to. No, it is for economic reasons. Otherwise, you should have come and be talking. You don't need to abuse people because you want to shine or you want to make a name for yourself in the negative way. Nnamdi Kanu, I know he used to come. By the way, the people he put in IFAB were all former president generals of Ohaneze. And now the people are saying they ran away with the name and started abusing people on the radio. You don't do something by yourself in people. You don't. You can't be asking Igbo man to kill Hausa and kill Yoruba people when we have our people all over the place. Of course, that is madness. And we don't share that view with him. We will not do so now. We will not do it either in the future. Because we think he's actually immature in his attitude and in his ways.
Hmm.
He's rather not working in the interest of the Igbo man.
Hmm.
You don't wake up and go and start abusing other tribes in the country. You cannot get your country alone. It can only be through the help of other tribes.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you'll be making a mistake that was made before. That's how we went to war and lost everything.
Hmm.
So what is Nnamdi Kanu saying about? What is he saying actually?
Hmm.
He has very little understanding of what is going on here. He doesn't.
Hmm.
Inciting people to go and get killed.
Hmm.
You send people to go and start demonstrating against soldiers who are armed in the same thing that was happening in South Africa. Where you go and stone people and they shoot you down and then you want us to go shouting. What every responsible woman wants is the restructuring of this country. Restructuring the country, we need space. We don't need confining.
Mm.
That's what the Igbo man needs. We need space, not confining. So no person, I'm not discussing any Biafra anything.
Well,
What I'm talking about is the restructuring, and that is what our people are saying about.
well,
What was wicked, well, he was talking about myself. I talked with him. That's all. Nnamdi used to work under him. It is like what happens in the churches. This man says he believes that the man who is at the head of the church is making so much money. He branches off to go and set up his own. That's exactly what he did.
mm.
All of that thing is business against our people, using Biafra to make money. That's what it is, and that is dangerous. And we are saying, wait a minute, don't put people on harm's way. We must learn from what happened in 1967 to 1970. We must learn from that.
Well,
Otherwise, we are stupid, and I know we are not stupid people.
yeah, I
So the
just
issue of any person going to say, don't leave this person, no. What we told the federal government, even in our joint statement with Ariwa, we said, release this young man. You are making him the center of demonstrations. If you bring him out, release him to us. So if he wants to stay, if he says Ohaneze should not discuss it, he wants to stay there, he wants to stay there in prison, and become a matter, good luck to him. But he should know the system is supporting him. If anything happens, nothing will happen in this country. Nobody will go to die in the street for him. Nobody will do so. Any person is going to die so on his own.
mm.
So
I
the
just
truth of the matter is that what we need is restructuring, not balkanization, and we stand by it.
I just wrapped up an interview with the retired Colonel Joe Achuzie some few minutes ago. Everybody heard him because I mentioned the fact that the IPOB, led by Nnamdi Kanu, told the world that they dissolved the Igbo Council of Elders, or the Supreme Council of Elders, which he is the Secretary General. And he got very, very angry on air as I was speaking with him, and said that was laughable. The same time, when I spoke with Chief Dozier, Dr. Chief Dozier Ikedife, the same thing. For almost 30 minutes, the elder was very, very angry for the name calling, all sorts
I
of.
mean, it is insulting. It's insulting.
Yeah.
Listen to that. It's insulting for I know Nnamdi Kanu, I know him very, very well. It's insulting for him to be doing what he's doing. Abusing people, whereas it's just on the business trip as far as I'm concerned. He can't be endangering our people. He cannot do so. We can't be a landlocked country. You can't be discussing a landlocked. What is the size of that? Where is that Biafra he's saying about? You know, when we went to the concert, we had problems about getting Enugu and the Bonn states to agree on the issue of using regions as the federating units in the country. And not only did they disapprove of it, they sent letters, their governor sent letters directly to the conference, to the concert committee, that they had nothing to do with that. So you have the people divided on such an issue, and you come on air and start to discuss Biafra. Over who are you discussing that?
Well, but also on this issue, because this is a really burning issue right now, and I'm everyone that listening to you would know that you are hitting the nail on the head. But the thing is also on this same IPOB, I have spoken with all the major people who started Radio Biafra. I spoke with Dr. Egemba. I spoke with Mayor Sebu because the Radio Biafra was his own brainchild. He started Radio Biafra. I spoke with Ada Amarachi, a lecturer there in London, who started with Kanu. All of them in one voice. Also with Barrister Emeka Suri, who happens to be the solicitor for the Billier Group. They all told me that the major problem, that what created problem between them and Kanu, was the issue of accountability. The man refused to give account, and they believe that the IPOB Limited Kanu setup, could be seen as an international group of con men. But the point is that this hour, when I spoke with the honorable retired colonel, he said Kanu should be released unconditionally. Are you also going to say the young man should be released unconditionally? To who, or to you? Is it to Ohaneze?
We are not just going to say so. We had said so twice now. We had said so before, and even before they started this talk, no, Ohaneze should not speak for them, blah blah blah, whatever. We had also in a joint statement, we had approached Ariwa when they came to Enugu. We had a meeting with them. That's in less than 2 months ago, where we said too, holding Kanu there is not helping issues. You are making him the rallying point. So some of our people who are not happy are seeing him as the reason for rallying. If you release him to us, we take responsibility. And then we can now dialogue with those people. If there is nothing, dialogue is always better than the other one. And the thought exactly, yes, we think the point you raised is fine. We will try and push that when we go back. And then 1 week later, from a different source, the some American congressman who came out that we went and told them not to look into issues on Biafra, which was not true. Every time there is a new consul general, American consul general, when he comes to the East, he's always been making. This is my 8 years. I have been deputy president for 4 years, and now this is my 4th year as president general. So within the past 8 years, I know I have met with more than I've had visits, more than 4 visits from American consul general. And usually it's about how do you see Nigeria, how do you see things, and the rest of the normal inquiries. So there was something so special, and it was a very big lie. Where they sit down and fabricate those things. It's so annoying. That suddenly you hear that Ohaneze told the American Consul General not to release Nnamdi Kanu, or that the issue of Biafra should be out of the way. No, we didn't do any of this. We didn't do any of this because even if we say privately that, look, my friend, stop discussing this issue, what we want is, we don't say it openly. We don't say it openly. But on the other hand, we say, look, what you are doing is dangerous. You don't put people see, in Port Harcourt, things nearly went off hand. They nearly moved into the area where you had this outside who sell things after the break.
Right.
If the army did not arrive there in time and they killed some people, you would have imagined what would have happened to our men who maybe in Kano and just another places. You could have imagined what would have happened there. So how can we be behaving like we have no experience about this kind of thing before? We are the only people found virtually everywhere in the country. We are the only people who invest all over this country. So we have to be extremely careful how we draw fire. We must be extremely careful how we let things happen. And that's what we have been wanting to say. Let's be careful, gentlemen. Be careful, gentlemen. We keep saying it. So make sure, let's learn from our past experience. Wow. Even if people they are doing had said so that doing it a second time we'll be learning nothing.
Right. Right.
And what is the preparation? You just wake up and say, this is not the time for chest beating. You don't beat your chest against a man who has a gun. He will waste you. And that's what has been happening.
Right.
So we think there are better ways of doing these things.
Right.
It must be in collaboration with other people. There is no way it's not an Igbo fight alone. The other people who also feel marginalized. It requires good reasoning. It requires good reasoning. It's not a thing to approach the same way again. That's the issue. So for Nnamdi, I think he needs good advices. And let me tell you, the support I am conversant with all of the when I come to the US, I usually find out that those who are listening more to the people who don't come home. If you come home more often, you see that what we're talking about is not viable. It's not feasible. It's not.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want.
Yeah, but talking about his release too, daily on the social media, Buhari is called a rapist, is called all sorts of names in the book. I also have heard Nnamdi's coordinator of coordinators, the man that we call Dr. Clifford Iranya. He's also one of the major spokesperson. In fact, he's the main spokesperson of this group over here. And each time he comes on air, he calls Buhari a terrorist. He calls him all sorts of names. Now, if your eminent group, the apex body of the Igbo-speaking people of Nigeria, are asking that this man be released, and the mouth organ that he has out there are using every minute to call the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria names. How do you balance the two? I mean, because they are not relenting. They are doing a lot of things, and whatever Nnamdi told them before he was arrested is resonating.
Let me tell you something. People are doing a whole lot of dangerous things because it's like somebody's holding you down and you are down there abusing the person. Does that make sense?
No.
To make nonsense of those of us who are also appealing, say, release him. You know, when you have a child who is ready, you don't solve the situation by destroying him. You need to keep counseling him. That's what he needs. And that's what we have been saying. Please release. But then they go back because they don't understand. I don't know who they want to impress. Shouting, no, this, they are abusing those holding. That's not the way out. They're not showing maturity. And that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking my mind. I'm speaking the mind of several people. Those are resolutions. We've had several MOD meetings where we agreed to say, no, what we need now is not balkanization. There have been several meetings, including the ones done by the best of Igbo leadership. I'm talking about with Ukiwe, Kuremado, some senators, And several of Judge Obioso, the Professor Judge Obioso, and the rest of them had several meetings in Lagos where it was agreed that said, look, what is required here is not what they are demanding. That's not what we need here. We need restructuring. And that's what we went to the National Confab. And this has been the stand of the Igbo intelligentsia for a long time. It's a restructure because the people, the best times we had in this country was when we had the three regions. The regions were independent and developing at their pace. That's when we had all the healthy competitions in this country. And we say, yes, can we get back there? Can we get back there again? And let people, instead of this lumped up assessments for every person, you get from every person and neutralize and share down the line. Nobody's developing beyond the other. We all, those who are even developing are neutralized again. When you take the averages, like every person is still down on the floor. Man, we're saying it's not helping any person. By the way, Nigeria is a federation. Why don't we run that federal system in the true word of it? Why are we living a lie? And that's all we're asking for. Because if you say, yes, fine, run a proper federal system, and the governors can therefore cooperate in the area, in the so-called area you say, therefore, whatever. The governors can come together and draw up joint economic programs, reduce administrative points, and grow and develop. That's what we want.
Okay, back to Ohaneze. In the past, when Alhaji Ibrahim Kumasi was the chairman of the Arewa group, I spoke with him. The Arewa group,
He's still the chairman. He is still the chairman of Arewa.
Okay, so I know they speak with one voice, but for the Igbos, it's like this Igbo is a thing that had been there for years. You have different factions. A lot of fractures, and you have different groups, Igbo, Mezu Igbo, Igbo World Congress, Igbo this and that, Igbo this and that. How do you intend to harmonize all these other factions for you guys to come together and speak with one voice as one people? Is it achievable within?
As a matter of fact, we don't call them factions at all.
Okay.
It is our nature to have meetings. Igbos, because they are found all over the world, are always finding one meeting or the other to take care of themselves, their welfare, their safety. So it's a part of our life to form associations. And Ohaneze is just the apex body. It's apex because it's aware that there are other associations. We encourage the setting up of associations because and we wish that they grow strong, because if you take all of those aggregates and bring them together, Ohaneze will be stronger. The more strong units you have relating with them, the stronger the system gets. So we are not the World Igbo Congresses, we know them, Igbo World Assembly, yes, we know them, and we know other associations, we relate with them, and to be fair to them, they have always regarded Ohaneze as the apex body, and we are happy about that. We encourage them to go ahead. We also, you see by our nature, the Igbo man by his nature, they say Republican. I don't know whether that is helping us now or not. But we like titles a lot. We like titles a lot. Every woman wants a small hamlet where he's president or president general.
Okay.
So whether they are 5 or 8, you see, they nearly share all the offices among themselves. Somebody must have a title. So it's something that has been with us, and I pray that we manage it well. We manage it well and know that we can't all be leaders at the same time. Not feasible. There can only be one leadership at a time. And there is a popular saying that a house divided amongst itself cannot stand.
Never stand, yes.
So we've seen it work against us several times. I'm praying that with time we will learn, the younger ones will learn that there is strength in unity. And that's what we are always preaching. no matter what you answer.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a situation where you have an association that is just in one place, found only in one town. Because there's a president general, the person, instead of answering chairman or president, wants to answer president general also, even when it is located in just one place. There are no branches. So that's our nature, and that's who we are.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And at times it's been working against us.
I know.
But it's
Okay.
important. It is important that we must speak with one voice at all
Yes.
times.
Yes. So, lastly, as a leader, as a father, and somebody who feels greatly about the progress of the Igbos wherever they are, what is your advice to those who are saying it is either Biafra or death?
So my advice to them is that they must take it easy. They must. Why? What makes us wise is when we learn from past experiences. We have gone through that road before. If they did not, some of us did. And we know that if you don't just stroll into such ways casually, you don't just walk into arm's way just like that. You must be forced into that kind of situation. You don't just play yourself into it. What we're saying is this: we must know that there is nothing we can achieve without the cooperation of other people. And now they are watching us. They watched us before and we made our mistakes.
Yes.
Now they are watching us again. We can't go to that same way. No. Restructuring is something that many people are interested in it.
Right.
Many other groups are interested in it. You can achieve the same thing if this country is properly restructured. You can achieve the same thing you would have achieved with your data. That's what we're saying. We say, take it easy. No, we will get to where we are going to, but we don't need to we don't need to shed any blood to do that. We don't need to do so now.
Yeah, right.
We must bring good reasoning. We must allow for good thinking. The people think out things properly. You don't beat your chest and walk into harm's way. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
We are
right.
not there, and there should be no grandstanding. People shouldn't try to be heroes at the expense of other people's lives.
Yeah, right.
This much the time again, we have the experience, and we must make use of that experience. That's my advice.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward for tomorrow's meeting and the communique. We intend running it, before any other outlet, because what we do here, people from Nigeria, wherever they're resident in Nigeria, they're listening to us. We have the capacity for people tuning from, in fact, the remotest area in Nigeria. Even you can listen to our broadcast as I'm talking to you now. So we'll be getting your meeting tomorrow, your emergency meeting. We'll be taking it live. I told your Secretary General he's so happy about it, because we need to be getting out whatever your organization is doing, so as to at least make a point that your organization is not sleeping. That's what we intend doing. And thank you so much for your time once more. I hope you teach me again how to pronounce your name for the last time.
Yeah, and again, we have the submission we made to the National Assembly and the grazing bill. If we get your mail address, we will send that across to you.
Definitely.
My name is Gary Enwo-Igrariwey.
Enwo-Igrariwey.
Is the question. Where did you come from? Where are you from yourself?
Just like Inagebe Igarewey. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Where are you from yourself?
Yes. Thank you so much, the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo.
Where are you from yourself?
Okay, let me end the broadcast. Then we'll talk at 1K. You've all heard me speaking on AfricanFM World Service here in New York, speaking with one and only Gary Enwo-Igrariwey. He is the President General of the Ohaneze Ndigbo. They'll be meeting tomorrow to make a decision, or to have something every one of us here all over the world will hear. Is an emergency meeting to talk about what happened in Uzuwani, Enugu, during the week. I want to thank all of you for your time.